Abortion laws. We all know what happened in Texas. The strictest abortion laws in the United States right now. Illegal after 6 weeks, a time when most women find out if they're pregnant or not. Governor Ricketts says he supports the law. He's made no bones about it. He would like to see something similar passed here in Nebraska. What's your thoughts on what happened in Texas and what you would like to see here in Nebraska, if anything?
My position is real simple. I'm pro-life, and I believe life starts at conception. So what's taken place at Texas is good news, and I would be, as your governor, I would do everything in my power to protect the unborn.
Would you like to see that strict of law here in Nebraska?
Yes.
Even when it includes rape and incest?
I think that pro-life means that you have the trust and faith in God's grace.
Because I think the only exception for the most part in Texas is when it involves the mother's health. If it's a situation where the mother could die, then there are some exceptions on whether an abortion can take place. Do you support that?
I think that my position is really simple. I am for protecting life at conception and protecting the unborn.
Nebraska sent some State Patrol troopers to the Texas-Mexico border a couple of months ago to help Texas and trying to control the crossover. Did you support that and the money that was spent that we might not get back?
Yeah, you know, I supported the building of the border. I think it's really simple common sense. We need to protect our country, kind of like we protect our own belongings. And so when it's the Nebraska way, right? When neighbors need help, there's a crisis on the southern border in Texas. So when neighbors need help, I support helping, because my expectation would be when we have if we have needs, that Texas will help us.
All right, let's talk about gambling. Voters had their say. Several casinos are going to be going up in different parts of Nebraska, including Lincoln. What's your concerns, thoughts on that? Some say let's quit allowing the gambling money to go to Iowa and other states and leave it here. Your arguments?
You know, I've personally been opposed to gambling because of the concerns about social ills. Obviously, as your governor, you enforce the laws, and the people have spoken. I think what's really important is that the people spoke in voting for legalizing gambling affiliated with the 6 horse race tracks, so 6 casinos. I think it's really important that we would all work together with the unicameral to make sure that it stays at 6 casinos at a minimum of 10 years so that can be successful. If we have an excessive number of casinos, there'd be a great risk of no success. And I think that those have to be successful, and then that revenue can help us address issues of need in the state of Nebraska. So I'd be for limiting it under the context of the referendum the people voted in.
I want to talk a little bit about the past, and then we'll talk about the future. COVID-19, when the pandemic started, let's go back to that. If you had been governor at the time, would you have handled things differently? And by that I mean mask wearing, getting the word out on vaccinations. And I'm not saying Governor Ricketts didn't do that, but how would you have handled it if you were governor at the time? Anything different?
I think that I would applaud the work that Governor Ricketts did in our industry, the livestock industry. All of us had to work because we have to take care of animals and feed people. We had to figure out how to do that and keep everybody safe, which we were able to. So the leadership that took place with Governor Ricketts and his team allowed our industries to stay functioning and had impacts on other states. So that would certainly be the form of leadership. I'm a believer in working really, really hard to get the truth out, and sometimes that can be a difficult challenge. Obviously, as a veterinarian, I've dealt with the viruses in naive populations of animals called pigs, and for 25 and 30 years in PCR tests. I would say that it's been very, very difficult to find sources of truth that are consistent and have a consistent plan from within our health care. So it's been very difficult. I don't think it's fair to sit in Monday morning quarterback, but I was an advocate of our nursing homes being protected and tested much more there.
What
I
about
think we
getting more
could have
people
made it.
vaccinated? Would you push? I'm not saying I'm not saying mandatory, but would you push more for
I
that?
think education is all important and getting the data out of the results. Certainly not an advocate of mandates. I'm an advocate of education and personal responsibility.
Let's talk about the future. Dave Heineman, as many people know, longest serving governor we've ever had, 12 years. He took over for Mike Johans and then had 2 terms, very popular. He beat Tom Osborne in the Nebraska Republican primary a few years back. He has not, at the time of this taping, he has not decided whether or not he's going to run. If he does, how does Jim Pillen beat him?
You know, Jim Pillen doesn't make any plans around whoever is in the race. Our family made this decision to have an impact on making a difference for the state of Nebraska, irregardless of who's in the race. So we're focused on what we can do, and we're working really hard on building a great grassroots team and getting support every day. And we're really, really excited about where we're at 8 months out. We've been humbled by the support of the people in Nebraska, and I can tell you this, there's nobody like the people in Nebraska.
If you are elected governor 4 years after you're elected, how will Nebraska be different? What will you do to help make it a better state?
Yeah, well, I'm obviously a believer in our youth of Nebraska. We're going to make sure we'd really, really work hard at making sure that we stop the brain drain, that we have the opportunities for our young people to stay here and stimulate business communities to solve that. Also make sure that all of our kids that are graduating are getting skill set development. Just working hard is not enough. And obviously really work hard to grow our economy, grow agriculture, strengthen agriculture, and support every businesses that are here, to grow businesses that are here. There's tremendous opportunity.
Anything I didn't ask you that you wanted to comment on? Did we hit everything?
I think, Rod, you did good homework, so I don't think I have too much more to add.
Fair enough.
I appreciate the chance to get a visit with you.
Jim, as I tell every candidate, good luck in the race, and thanks for spending some time with us.
Yeah, thanks for all you do.
You bet.